What? What up? What up? What up? What up? Yo, I can't even get my what ups out, guys. Yo, I am laughing so hard. I am with two of the most wittiest comedians you will ever find, man. The stuff that we crack up before we go live, the stuff behind the scenes. These two guys are something else, man. Yo, what's going on, America? What's good? It's Brooklyn Beers and Balls Sports Show. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? We in the building. We talking football. We talking basketball. Man, my Yankees got crushed last night. That broke my heart, man. I just didn't understand why was Cortez in the game. You should have kept Weaver in, and you should have pitched the bets because it would make no sense to breach the agreement. I don't know why they did that. Make no sense, but I digress because this is just the intro of the show. We got to talk football and basketball, but y'all know your boy. I love my Yankees, and man, we down 0-1, but I still think we'll win the series. But nevertheless, we're in the building. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Come on, get in there. YouTube, Facebook. We appreciate all the love y'all been giving us. You know what I'm saying? We got Big Don in the building. We got Scrap in the building. We got Philly. We got the Niners. We're going to talk about the Cowboys. We're going to talk about the Eagles and the Bengals. Man, listen, it's a whole lot to talk about. And we're going to definitely get it in. So, fellas, what's good with y'all, man? We start with you, Big D. What's good with you, bro?
It's all good. This is an important week. I think we'll do fine. I think we're going to I'll get into how I think the rest of our season will take off. But, you know, it's going to be interesting. Of course, you know, people are down on us a little bit, and rightfully so in some cases. But, you know, I think things are looking up despite my, all black apparel or whatever. I think things are looking up. This might be.
I think God is trying to send a statement this morning.
Yes, I think it's very possible. But what's popping, Scrap?
Nothing, man. You know, just getting ready to tame these wild tigers. You know that we get the got a punch on this week, man. You know, just taking it easy, man. Excuse my background. I'm in my son's workshop where he makes his rugs and all that. So
it's all good.
The studio's under construction, man. So I had to take my show on the road, man. But I'm good, man. I can't complain, man. Can't complain at all.
Cool. All right, fellas. Well, let's get into it, man. Without further ado. Okay, well, listen, week 8 is an exciting one. I think it's a pivotal week for everyone involved to some degree. The 49ers play the Dallas Cowboys. Let's start. Let's not start this week. Let's go back to week 7. Just overall, some disappointing. Listen, the Niners lost another game. And unfortunately, we are now in last place in the NFC West. But I'll say this. Although we're in last place in the NFC West, I think there is room for optimism. I think we have an opportunity to go into the bye, although the NFL schedule has not been kind to the Niners. This is no excuse. This is the facts. We are going to play several teams that are coming off of buys, and it's tough. It's tough to play rested teams who have opportunity to heal up and prepare and game plan, but no excuse. We are 3-4, which for Niner standards is unacceptable. But I will say this: there is room for optimism. Anytime that you have a Dallas Cowboy team on your schedule, there is always hope. Okay. And so
Agreed.
Even though I want to feel some way like, oh man, maybe this is just not our season, being 500 going into the bye, thinking about all of the players that are coming back, that would give us, some people would just say, hey, it's just not our season, Super Bowl hangover, whatever. But then when you see that star represents more than just the Dallas Cowboy, emblem or symbol. It's a symbol of hope to any team that plays them. When you see that, you understand that brighter days are coming. And so Sunday night game, 8:20 East, 5:20 Pacific. we have an opportunity to not only go into the bye at 500, knowing that CMC is coming back, Greenlaw is coming back. We have, Hufunga's coming back. So I think we have an opportunity to pivot, make the most of our first 8 games, get rested, get healthy, get our players back, and then launch into the rest of the season. What do you guys say?
Well, look, this game, and I've said this all year, said it last year, said it probably the last couple of years, as the Niners have certainly had their way with the Cowboys. We have not had success against this team, as we know. And since both teams have really been somewhat competitive, if you will, we know the Niners, as I often say, it's Super Bowl or bust for that team. They're coming into this game like completely hobbled to the degree like this team might be unrecognizable on Sunday. We might not even know the people that are out there playing. And the same could also be said for the Cowboys as well, right? But again, I often say this, if the Cowboys were a more complete team, I often say that the 49ers are the team that's in the way of the Cowboys. That was the team that I felt we needed to beat in order to get to where we needed to go. But now it's pretty much the whole NFL for all intents and purposes. I think we're probably only better maybe than Carolina, the Patriots, the Steelers, and the Browns, whom we've beaten, and we barely beat the Giants. And so I don't even think we're better than many, probably 3/4 of the league. And so with the way we're looking, can't stop the run. We can't run the ball. Actually, we are a far more worse tackling team than we are this year than we were last year. 16% of the plays that we make are missed tackles. It's alarming how bad we are with missed tackles. Just speaking to the defensive side, and when you play a guy like Mason, who is an enormous story, by the way, again, somebody comes into Shanahan's scheme. The kid, I don't think he got drafted. D, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that.
He's undrafted. Mm-hmm.
He's undrafted. Comes in. He's a second leading rusher behind Derrick Henry, who already has about 4,000 yards already. And the thing is this kid also has 53 broken tackles. 53 broken tackles, okay? Meaning that he's not jukes or people he's breaking ankles, guys that he's actually running through and running over, okay? So, and the Cowboys are the worst team in the league tackling. So there's a problem right there. If you're the 49ers, you don't need to really throw the ball. I mean, you don't have Ayuk, right? We know that. That's a big loss for them. I'm saying? I'm sorry to hear about that. I really wasn't hoping in a season-ending injury. I really felt bad for that. I don't like to see guys hurt. I mean, I'll talk about players and teams and jang on everybody, but I don't like to see a guy hurt. But they really don't need to throw the ball if you really think about it. All they really need to do is just run the football. Just run Mason. Run him left, run him right, especially when he gets around the edge. It's a problem. And if you want to really get success on Dallas, run to the edge, run towards Diggs. He's going to make a business decision every time. And we just don't have anybody that can really stop. Eric Kendricks, who's our captain on defense, he wears the green dot. We don't have him out there. Okay, he's gone. Damone Clark is going to pick up that role, but he's still young and he is not fully polished yet. No Micah, no D-Law, and no Bland. Bland is still not. He's playing. He's out in this game as well. And so we really just don't have the players to even compete, even with a secondary group like what the 49ers have. And
I like this. I like this what's it called? Pre-prep excuse. I like it.
I'm just saying, but I'm stating facts. Water. No, these are all facts. I'm giving you stats. I'm giving you eyeball tests. I'm giving you facts. I'm just giving you what we all see, and that's the obvious. And I still don't think Dallas has enough to win. Again, I think the back secondary is again probably the weakest link of the Niners, but I don't think we have enough to even overcome that. And we heard Troy Aikman all week saying how bad and I showed it to you guys, even with Orlovsky breaking it down, how bad the route trees are and how bad our receivers are getting off the line and creating more hardship for themselves instead of digging their feet in the ground and making cuts and getting themselves open to get separation. We just don't do that. And we run, just corny routes. They're whack, hitches and slants. That's all we got, and then maybe we run a go here and there, but that's all we got. We don't have a lot. We can't run the ball, and we're horrible in the red zone. So even if we move the ball, which we have done, believe it or not, but when we get in the red zone, it's Brandon Aubrey time. You know what I'm saying? We got our kicker. So we good for at least 5 field goals. You know what I'm saying? In the red zone for the Cowboys, as long as we get to about the 40-yard line of the other team, we good for 3 points. That's all we need. We ain't got to get deep because Brandon Aubrey could kick it from 80. So we good. So as long as we just cross to half the midfield, we'll be fine. We know we got 3 in the bag. And I'm being honest, guys, it ain't even much I could say. So it is what it is. I do expect the Niners to win. Again, Mason is running like a beast, and I think that's what you're going to see happen. I don't even think Shanahan needs to be even creative. The only way Dallas will lose this game is if Shanahan decides to not stick to what works.
The only way the Niners, you mean, lose this game?
Who did I say? Who did I say?
The only way Dallas loses this game.
I'm sorry, D. No. Right. Yeah, the only way. The only way the Niners will lose this game. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you for the correction.
That is if they really play it. That's the only way the only way Dallas loses this game is they actually play it.
Yeah, which is not gonna happen. We can't play, and we couldn't even exploit the weaknesses that the Niners have. We're just not good enough to do that. So and I don't even. Again, Cook is out again. I think if I'm not mistaken. So again, the only way if Shanahan tries to get cute, comes away from what he knows works because he just wants to show off his brain and show off how in depth he is. Outside of that, it's really cut and dry. Just give the ball to Mason, and Purdy could just step to the side, and the game is pretty much over at that point. We can't do nothing. We're one-dimensional, and our line is not blocking, not playing well. So, yeah, that's it. So that's all I got to say. Scrap, it's on you, bro.
I just got one thing, just one point before you take it over, Scrap. Have you noticed that he's not wearing Cowboys colors anymore? The Lakers got 2 W's, and all of a sudden, he's denouncing the Cowboys. He started last week with taking the star off and slamming it to the ground.
Yeah.
And okay, so the floor is yours, Scrap. I saw that. I thought that the audience should just
again. I'm out of uniform this week. It was a rush job. I had to run. Once the studio was under construction, I didn't have time to put on my attire. So I'll take the infraction for that. But Rod, what I noticed in your statement, right? Because I got like a short attention span. And I just automatically started singing the Different Strokes theme in my head when you like, it don't matter what we got, it's not a lot. So what? I'm like, oh man, I heard that somewhere before, man. But yeah, but both of y'all teams, like I can thighs with y'all. I can empathize and sympathize with y'all because y'all both got injuries, and we've seen what happened to the team when they got injuries. Like my team got bludgeoned half to death when we had, just 3 people out. So I mean, Don, prayers up for IU. Hopefully he has a speedy and full recovery. Yeah, that was a lot. It's like every time it's like you ask yourself, how can it get any worse? And did he say, oh, no, I got something for you. Now he's down. Now he's down. And Rod, your team. I mean, I don't think y'all was going to be good with everybody healthy anyway. But
right.
You have a convenient excuse of injury. So, yeah, this game this can be a confidence booster for y'all, D, to try to, right the ship going into y'all bye. Because y'all got to bye after this, right?
Right, correct.
Yeah, then you see y'all get CMC back, so
and Greenlaw and
Greenlaw.
Coming back.
Okay, yeah. So all right, so y'all get some key pieces back, but man, it's just it was rough. It was rough. I couldn't even say nothing after that game. Like it was rough. Man. I'm like, man, I felt for you, man, because I've been there.
Yeah.
Like Rod said, I hate to see people get hurt. I like to see y'all teams lose, but not at the expense of losing players and injuries and all that.
Okay, so this is the thing. Can I say this about last week's game?
Absolutely.
I was disappointed obviously that we lost the game, right? But everyone was making such a big deal, and I want you guys' take on this. Everyone was making such a big deal about Patrick Mahomes run down the sideline.
Oh, when he trucked the dude?
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
bounds and then he kept running.
I think that was that they should look into banning that. Yeah. They should ban that play. If a quarterback is giving himself up, right? Because the defensive players are now, if I hit him, it's a late hit.
Yep,
what are you laughing at? Right.
Yeah. No, actually that is because when the play
Kenny
happened,
Pickett. You remember when Kenny Pickett used to do
that
that
in college?
Yeah,
he act like he's going to slide.
He act like he was good. He act like he was sliding. He slid back up and kept running. That is, if you're running on the sideline, right? You don't have a mobile quarterback, right? So I understand. Dak is not as mobile. But imagine if Dak was going to the sideline, and usually quarterbacks try to extend the ball just to get as much as possible and give themselves up. That is it. Honestly, that's how it normally works. But if you're going to run to the sideline, act like you're giving yourself up, and you see that the players are pulling back not to hit you, and then you keep going down the sideline.
I agree.
I think that was not as it wasn't impressive
at all,
and it was something that they should have just. They're not going to blow the play dead. I don't know why you're laughing, Rod.
No.
Understand.
I'm with you on this.
Thank you.
When I was watching the game, I saw that. I said, now, if he would have stepped out and that dude would have blasted him, they would have probably threw him out the game and fined him. Like, you can't, like, this is not basketball. You can't pump fake in football. Like, if you're going out of bounds, go out of bounds. If you're not, then you lower your shoulder and try to get more yards. Like, they should ban that, Rod. Like, that was crazy. Like, when I watched that, so you telling me, right? All right.
See, he never wants to. It's always ridiculous to him.
It was
obvious. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I was watching that. I'm actually with you on that because I saw that because it looked like he was like this, and then he just saw like a little bit of daylight. He saw the dude stop, so then he runs around him and runs for like 20 more yards. I'm like, see now the players is like, okay.
They're in limbo.
We're going to start blasting now. Okay, we'll take the 15 yards or whatever, but we got to let them know, like, either you're in or you're out. Either you're going to get yourself out. I mean, you're either going to get yourself up or you're going to try to get more yards. Like, you can't toe that line. You can't do that. You can't be deceptive in that. Like, you can't. Like, and the NFL should do something about that.
That is the most ludicrous, most idiotic thing I've heard Donald Cornelius say in this show in the 3 years of his existence. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe that came out of Donald's mouth. You know, last week he talked about penalties and how the Chiefs get their way and the refs and all of this stuff. Now he wants to he was better off just sticking to the game for tomorrow. Like, stick with the given, right? The Cowboys, you're going to probably win that game most likely. To go back to last week against a team, whether Mahomes juke, pump fake, did a pirouette move on the sideline or not, the outcome was still going to be inevitable. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald just told us that that's something that they need to stop. When we don't even see quarterbacks do that other than the heady Patrick Mahomes. Now, y'all said Kenny Pickett, who don't even play anymore in the NFL. I mean, he plays, but you know my point, being facetious. You don't barely get on the field, okay? Trash. And so Patrick Mahomes, always being witty. We see he's otherworldly when it comes to his skill set in general, and that's just part of the game.
We see injuries.
Take that out the game. They could have just pushed him out of bounds. That's all. Just go put a hand on him. That's all you got to do. You ain't even got to blast them.
We see injuries all the time from quarterbacks or either defensive players getting fined for late hits because the quarterback, if they're sliding or even if they are some way anything to the head or neck, they're getting penalties called on them.
So let me ask you something, D. Out of everything you saw in that game, that's your takeaway, that they need to ban quarterback. Is that your takeaway from that? So what's the purpose of bringing that up? Do you feel like that is the make or break to the outcome every time y'all play the Chiefs? Is that what this is? Like, I'm just trying to wonder why that play, this quarterback, and now it's universal rule for a quarterback not to fake himself down so that the defender at least has a shot to either make a tackle or not. I don't understand.
I'm gonna play Donald's advocate right now.
Okay.
Say you're a linebacker, Donald's a quarterback, right?
I understand.
It's fourth down, say 7, right?
Yeah.
Donald's running, you're coming. He looked like he's going to step out of bounds to give himself up, right? You pull back, he comes back and runs for 20 more yards, right?
Okay.
So what he's saying actually makes sense because say Mahomes steps out.
I get what he's saying. I get all that. I get.
But you're trying to shun him. You're trying to shun him for that. But I mean, he has a legitimate
but what I'm saying is, but then as a defender, what you have to do is again then if he's on the, because he's only going to do that on the sideline, because Mahomes has done that before. So he's going to do that on the side. So all you do is just put your hands on him and push him out of bounds.
Okay,
That's it. You ain't got to blast him. You ain't got to take his head off. Just push him out of bounds. You got the sideline is already there. So that's
so you push him out of bounds, right? He falls and slides up under the bench. Now that's 15 more yards.
All you got to do is, all you have to do is don't let up. You keep putting your momentum towards him to make him go out of bounds. You almost even got to touch him. That is just ludicrous.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Hindsight is 2020. Hindsight is 2020.
Who do you think is arguably, as far as quarterbacks, who do you think is the face of the league?
Mahomes.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
Do you think that do you think that the NFL protects him? I'm asking in general.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's going to get like LeBron, like any other sport where you have a star
like
player,
Tom Brady, right?
Yeah,
like Tom Brady
had it for 20 years. Yeah, of course.
So do you think that in this era of the NFL, are players protected more? Quarterbacks, is the offensive players more protected or less protected?
No, they are. But what does that have to do with anything? You went to a Super Bowl last year. Did any of that affect your appearance getting to the Super Bowl? Did Mahomes make a play such as that prohibited you from winning a Super Bowl last year? Does that stop your team from winning division year after year after year and representing the NFC in the last 2 out of the last 5 Super Bowls?
I want to encourage everyone to look at the film, look at the Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl, the other Super Bowl that we were in against the Chiefs. Right. And I want them to look at the protection and the holding that is allowed to protect Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying that is the reason, the sole reason. But as you know, little things amount to big things down the line. That particular play that he ran out of, that wasn't a first down. That was third down. That extended the drive, and they went on to score. So how was that?
You have to stop him. How did he break containment? Let's start there. If you want to talk about the details, then you don't let him break containment. If you want to get into the details, then you got to keep him in the pocket and cause your secondary to make a play. He breaks your pocket. He already has got the first down on the first original scramble and scamper that he does, and he gets the additional yards because he does a heady play by faking out your guy who decides to let up. And all he had to do was just keep the momentum against Mahomes to get him and it'll drive him out of bounds. That's all he had to do. It ain't like he was about to get into a slide motion in the middle of the field.
Just blast away for now on. That's the only answer.
You don't have to blast him. That's the only thing. That's an exaggeration right there to say, and a guy is going to have to blast him and he's going to get a penalty. No, you ain't got to blast him. And the protection of the quarterbacks that we've seen for the star players of the league, that was more so for when they're not in a position to protect themselves, anything like that, right?
Mahomes, he was a runner. He was a runner.
Right, he's a runner. Right. So you can blast a runner, and he did a heady play as a runner. So even if he's upright and you think that's a head, they still could have tackled it. And then like he started to slide, and then all of a sudden he
tiptoed like he was going out of bounds.
Rod, I would suggest you watch it again. Watch that play again.
I was marveled by it. I said, "Yo, that's
because it was against the 49ers. If he did that against the Cowboys,
if he did it against the Cowboys, then it is what it is. Because
that was a heady play.
You don't believe that. You don't believe.
All right, has Mahomes not done that before? So you mean to tell me that your defensive coordinator did not tell his players all week long in preparation, watch out for these type of plays with Mahomes when he's going to do a no-look Magic Johnson pass, he's going to throw it between his legs to Kelsey.
We're not talking about that.
We haven't seen Mahomes do that like you're going to go out of bounds so you don't get hit. And then when a defender, like he said, pulls up, then you you see an opening, then you come back inbounds and run for like 20 more yards. Like he literally looked like he was going to go out of bounds.
But why is that a bad thing? There's nothing that has nothing to do. Again, you don't have to hit the quarterback hard.
We're going to have to agree to disagree on this.
We'll just agree to disagree.
We're agree to disagree on this one.
Let's get, if anybody's watching, let's get anybody's opinion on that. Does anybody agree with that?
ET says you're wrong, Rod. ET says you're wrong.
Tell ET to go home. We don't know what he's talking
anybody
about.
That watched the game, anybody that saw that play where Patrick Mahomes was going down the sideline He pulls up as if he's going out of bounds. The player naturally, who is indoctrinated to pull up, because whether we say Patrick Mahomes is now a runner, he is still the quarterback. He is still the face of the league. He is very much protected.
I understand that.
Coddled,
yes.
so on and so forth. So they
it's
want
true,
Patrick,
man.
I don't get it.
He
didn't outsmart no defender. He didn't outsmart anybody.
He did. He outsmarted.
He didn't
and
outsmart
he's done
no
that
defender.
before.
He didn't outsmart. That's not outsmarting. That is not outsmarting.
Y'all haven't seen Mahomes do that before? Mahomes has done that before.
I've seen the last time I seen that is like he said when Kenny Pickett did it. He was running and he really acted like he was going to slide, and the defender stopped, and then he just put the
I'll even give you this. If that's because I never seen Kenny Pickett do that at all, because
he did that in Pittsburgh.
Okay, well then I don't. If I didn't watch him in the NFL, I definitely didn't watch him in college. My whole thing is, if you're in the middle of the field, you're about to put yourself and contort your body in the way that you're about to slide, and then you give that impression that that's what you're going to do, and then you don't. Okay, maybe that I can understand, because a player's coming and you're coming on him now, right? This is head-to-head contact that you're about to come to as far as body to body. That might be a little different. Okay, you might have an argument there on that, but not on a sideline play where he's running towards the out of bounds, and all he did was ran by him. So it was a heady play.
Right,
Mahomes was upright. He wasn't even about to slide.
Right, but you're suggesting that you can only the defensive player can only get a penalty if it's in the middle of the field. If it's on the sideline,
that's even worse.
It's even worse because the perception is that you're going to go out of bounds.
You just blast him on the sideline. All you're doing is ushering him to the sideline.
Ushering him. What are we?
You should have ushered him into the third row.
To put him out.
You should have ushered him into the third row then.
All right, let's get a score. Let's get a score for this game. Let's get a score for this game. Let's get a score for this game. Listen, I don't understand. Rod will laugh, but listen, you will see if you guys don't really play Kansas City, right? You I guess.
Nah, we don't. I mean, y'all see enough.
And you would never really see them deep in. You wouldn't see them in February ever. So I don't understand you. I think because
they'll see him on TV in February.
They'll see him on TV, but I'll say this. I think because Rod doesn't like the Niners so much, that it kind of blinds him to what is obvious for other people to see. I've heard other people have the same opinion as I have. Some have Rod's opinion. It was spectacular. This was such a great play.
Was this ever brought up on Twitter? I would love to see the comments if this was ever brought up on Twitter. Is there any debate on this play that you talked about, Donald? Because you said how everybody marveled at it, but you took exception to it to the degree that you feel a rule change need to even be implemented.
I don't think. What I'm saying is, I don't think that a player should fake now. Pumping, like, this is what happens. A lot of times when quarterbacks go out of the pocket and they're clearly past 10 yards where they can't, pass the ball, they'll pump it just to slow somebody down. But the intention is that they're going to keep running. When you go to the sideline, and if you watch Mahomes' feet, he is slowing up as if he's going out of bounds. You think he intentionally planned to juke that person?
No.
Come on, Rod. Come on.
No, I agree with you. It's just a heady play. That's all it was.
That's not a heady play.
No, he manipulated the rules and the fact that defenders are scared to. He did. He manipulated the rules because defenders are afraid, even if he is a runner at that time, to hit the face of the league.
I've seen receivers and running backs where they would fake like they were going out of bounds. Even if it's in a 2-minute drill where they're trying to save time on the clock. Like, we've seen players do that before. Mahomes not even the one who invented that. If we just want to just put it out there. It's not like that's unprecedented. We've seen guys actually fake like they was going to go out of bounds and the defender would let up, because you can get a penalty for hitting anybody for almost. I understand the quarterback is a little different, but my thing is they stopped And they stayed in bounds, thinking, and the defenders thinking that they're going out of bounds. Well, I'm figuring they ain't got no more timeouts. It's 30 seconds left. He ain't gonna still be stupid enough to keep running, and they do sometimes. So I'm just saying, like, it's about being.
Okay, so it was a great play.
The defender.
He was smart.
That was it. Did you see him?
Yeah.
He looked like he was going to stop.
I didn't see the view didn't come in all the way until the very end.
You didn't see it?
I mean, I saw the play. I saw when it happened. Yeah. I can't see. It's a lot of glare. It's a lot of glare.
But
yeah,
if they watched it.
But we've seen it. We need to probably get it. We know we need to do probably for the next show.
He really tiptoed to the sideline and then went like this last.
And it's a heady play. It's a heady play.
What are you, Rod? What do you keep saying that for?
That's a heady play. I know the
49ers.
defenders letting
That's
up.
Exactly why.
That's exactly why. Keep them and keep going. What's the big? Well, that's no different than what you just described, Donald. When a quarterback pump fake, knowing he's beyond a line of
that's way different.
And a defender shouldn't.
It's not the same.
That's way
it's not the same.
But what I'm saying, if a quarterback pump fakes when he's already
and you hit him, if he pump fakes,
why is the defender still jumping then? If he knows he's already behind the line of
because he's. But my point is if he pump fakes and you hit him, you're not going to get a penalty unless it's helmet to helmet or something, or you drive him into the ground.
You can blow a quarterback up if they're in an upright running position and then showing no signs of sliding, right? Or
giving themselves up, giving themselves
up, right? So what's the big deal?
No, I think Rod is still a little concussed.
That's what they should have did, Cornell. They should have just knocked his hat off. That's
right.
It. You know
I agree with him.
That's all they should have just did. That. That's all.
He should have plastered him.
But what happens is you should. And if and people have said on Twitter, and I agree, if Greenlaw was in the game, Patrick Mahomes would have got folded. He would have gotten folded. I think a lot of players are conditioned when there are certain players, quarterbacks, individuals, receivers, more so quarterbacks, there's bubble wrap around a lot of them. And so you take that a step further and say the face of the league, even if he goes down the sideline.
Okay. Can I ask you a question though, D? And then we can take it wherever you want to take us from to him. Let me ask you one. If he did that against another team, say he didn't play the Niners yet, and did that against another team, would you be
absolutely?
You would have said that. You would have
absolutely.
So you never said that before when Mahomes did that to other teams because he's done that to other teams.
He didn't.
So not to that extent, Rod. Not to that extent.
Wrong is wrong.
Not to that extent.
Wrong is wrong, Rod. If he did it against the Cowboys, I'd be saying the same thing. I'd be laughing at you because you lost, but I would have said the same thing like that. No, absolutely not. No.
All right, so let's do this. Let's get a score for Cowboys Niners. What do you say, Rod? We'll let you start.
It'll be I say 33-12 Niners.
You know, he always does these
33-12. We're gonna get about 4 field goals. They're gonna be at least Aubrey's gonna kick maybe y'all need to be betting on kickers. Can y'all bet on kickers? I mean, I don't know how y'all fantasy thing goes. And
I don't think so.
I don't have Aubrey as a.
Oh, y'all need to be getting Aubrey, man. Y'all should be y'all be millionaires by now, man. I'm telling you, bro.
He's your leading scorer. Now you don't think so. How do you think
we're not going to score TD? I don't think we're not going to score TD.
I think
only unless it's a defensive touchdown, somebody fumble, we scoop and score, something like that. But outside of that,
no, you ain't gonna get it that way. You don't think CeeDee Lamb's still on your team? Is CeeDee hurt?
CeeDee's fine. But we can't score in the red zone.
Is he a number one?
CeeDee don't divide the plays. The plays don't work in the red zone.
We
forget how to play football.
So wait a minute. Is he a number one receiver? Is CeeDee Lamb a number one receiver?
Yeah, he is the number one receiver. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely he is. And
so,
you know that.
No, I don't know that.
So you do know that. You know that.
We don't know that.
His stats since he's been in the league. He is a number one receiver. Even he was putting up numbers even when Cooper was there.
What is he doing this season though? Is he a number one now?
He's got shut down.
What you got? What? Speak up. You don't even sounding like Young Thug. Get it. Yo, is he now? What is he doing now?
Yo, you gotta clip that, man.
He got 30.
What are you doing now? Gobble.
I'm like, yo, is he a number one now though?
He is still a number one receiver now. He's
And
a
Dak
number
is-
one. He is a number one. Yes, he is.
Dak is the highest paid quarterback currently, is he not? Is
Yes,
he
he
a $60
is.
million quarterback?
Yes, but he can't.
And you have a
running game.
let you tell it, a bona fide number one receiver.
CD is a bona fide number one receiver. He is.
And
There's
you're
no question
telling
about it.
me-
you know he is.
No. And you're telling me 24 hours, more than 24 hours ahead, that he's not going to score a touchdown?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm telling you. He's not going to be able to score a touchdown.
So he's not a number one.
No,
he's not a number one.
Be number one. It's about play calls, about schemes. D. It's about matchups and schemes and how you the play when the field is condensed.
I thought you said our corners was trash. You said our corner. You said the weakest part of our defense is what?
It is.
So a number one receiver, right? A bona fide number one receiver should be able to score a touchdown.
You're gonna roll
scheme
coverage
or not.
But you're going to roll coverage. CD, I guarantee you, CD's going to see double coverage in this game on Sunday. Is he not?
What does that have to
He's
do
going
with
to see
anything?
double coverage like he sees every week. He's going to see double coverage.
Does Justin Jefferson
and we don't
see
know how
double
to
coverage?
see him open, huh?
Does Justin Jefferson see number one coverage?
Yes, he does. He does.
Does Amon-Ra St. Brown see double coverage? Does AJ Brown see number one double coverage?
They do. And so does CD.
And they score, right?
Right.
Yeah, they score.
So I don't want to hear nothing.
This year, we are not able to get and scheme CD open the way we need to because again, when you have no running game and you're one-dimensional, what are you're not fooling anybody. So they could play back, roll coverage to CD, and all we're going to do is run a little stupid hitch or some slant that a linebacker is going to jump the route on anyway. It don't matter.
You know what AJ Brown Twitter handle is? Always open.
Every receiver,
open.
feels that, right? But but the Eagles came show when y'all lost 14 in a row, he was open every of those games too. It didn't matter. So what difference did it make? You remember that?
I remember that.
Okay,
but I don't see AJ getting shut down. The ball wasn't thrown his way. If the ball thrown his way, he's going to come down with it. It's a difference. It's a difference.
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
When you're one-dimensional,
he gonna go gobble on you.
No, gobble. It is almost Thanksgiving. Gobble. Listen,
gobble.
When you are the number one receiver and your team is the one-dimensional, as you say, CD should have no less than 15 targets, and he should be able to capitalize double coverage or not. You told me,
you know this,
right? No, right. Let me just say this.
Finish your point.
You told me Brandon Ayuk, who is now injured, was not a number one receiver because he's never double covered and he can't produce. You told me a number one receiver, in order to be in that category, you have to be able to handle double coverage and still succeed. CD is not doing that. So which statement is true?
I'm going to tell you what's true. It's true with the understanding of the caveat that you got to have a running game. Dallas has zero running game. Jefferson has a running game. AJ Brown has a running game. So when you have a running game and you have an ability to run the football, that puts the defense on their heels. So you can't just drop back or play your cover two and roll your safeties to the side of where your number one is. Because again, if you got a running game, you got to protect the run. You're going to end up putting another guy in the box, especially if they're running all over you. I mean, it's basic football 101. The running game is going to open up the pass game. Simple as that. It's very rare when the pass opens up the run. Dallas don't have that. That's why CD is struggling. That's why Ferguson is struggling. And we have nobody that can get open. The route tree is limited. It's trash. And we get in the red zone, we cannot score. We don't have no plays in the red zone. McCarthy is just brain dead when it comes to the red zone. Like, we don't practice. Like, guys, we're only going to practice till we get to the 20. That's it. And Aubrey will take it from there. That's it. That's all we got. So I'm saying Ayuk benefited, like I always tell you, from that great running back y'all got. The AJ Brown benefits because they had great running backs both last year, and they got a great running back this year, and they had one when they went to the Super Bowl. When you have a running game and a quarterback that's mobile, that can move, so you run in all kind of read options and stuff. We can't do that. And Dak refuses to run. He won't use his legs anymore since he hurt his broke his ankle a few years back in 2020. So he's been timid with that. So D, you got to put that in context. It's not just beating double teams.
I think he doesn't want to get.
You got to have a running game to do that.
He's going to be walking down the aisle soon. I think he's trying to save himself for that.
Yeah, he don't want to be Keith from a Good Time. So, whatever. Right.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
All right. So,
all right.
You said 33-12.
32-12.
I think I have a little more faith in the Cowboys than you do. I do think, obviously, the Niners will win. I do think that because everyone's talking about CMC coming back in week 10, that this will be Mason's last opportunity to solely be the bell cow and showcase his talent. Now, that's a foolish statement only because certainly when CMC comes back, Mason has already cemented himself in being part of that run game. I think for the longevity and prolonging CMC's ability and utilizing Jordan Mason the way he's been balling out, certainly it's going to be a two-head monster. They may use CMC starting off more in passing, which is going to be a problem. And Mason in the back, it's going to be a lot of problems.
Well, I think Mason is still going to be your bell cow. I mean to cut you off, but I still think because you need to preserve CMC. That's
you do.
CMC needs to be the Embiid of football. He needs to just.
Oh man, where'd that come?
We're gonna get. He needs to be the Embiid of football because the truth is, you want to preserve him. You let Mason keep doing what he's doing, and right. I think that's what you're going to see. I think CMC is still going to be limited in his touches.
I think they're going to start. They're going to roll him out slowly, and there is not a rush because Mason is highly effective, right? So why would you rush CMC in? But compared to out of the backfield, the receiving yards that CMC gets compared to Mason, I think Mason has under 100 yards receiving out of the backfield. So like probably, I think 86, if I remember correctly. Long story short, I like the Cowboys to lose. I think the Niners will they understand the importance of getting to 500 when they understand all the people that are coming back. I think it will be 28-17. I think the Niners will win 28-17. Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
I like y'all to win by 2 scores. I'm gonna say 33-13. I'm gonna say 33-13. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think Aubrey will score. I think he's good.
Oh, like he's going to be unstoppable.
For at least 3 field goals.
Oh yeah, Aubrey's good for 3, at least.
And I think I would think now, if I want to put this on the record, if CeeDee Lamb and the Cowboys are not able to generate touchdown, if CeeDee Lamb does not have a touchdown, he is not a number 1 receiver.
Where did this standard come from? Where does this come from? If he don't score a touchdown, he's not a number 1.
So you had 2 weeks to prepare for this. You had 2 weeks to prepare for this, right?
McCarthy is one of the best coming out. He's 15 after buys. So I mean, but I don't. But where's the CD not?
But it's not about.
So CD gets 8 catches for 110 yards, but no touchdowns. He's still not a number 1. If he happens to at least get okay.
Because what matters, the yards or the touchdowns? How do you win games?
Yeah, but you could still set your team up to you could still be a number 1 and not score a lot of touchdowns.
But you said they weren't going to score any touchdowns whatsoever.
We're not going to score any touchdowns. No, I don't think we are. We can't score unless I'm not even going to say that. We're not going to score any touchdowns, D, because y'all going to play back. You're going to rush. We have our left guard is whack. He's trash. We have nothing there, D. We have nothing.
Rod's defense. It was a time when between the 20s, they did rack up the most yards. But once they got into the red zone, they were the trash that they are. What was that? Last
and so that's what matters. My point
yards matter to him. He likes to dominate in defeat, remember? And he also has acceptable losses on his schedule. So
right. This is true.
You got to grade him on the curve.
So if he scores 4 touchdowns and we still lose the game by 4 touchdowns, what does that mean then?
That means he's a number 1 receiver.
Number 1.
That means he's a number 1.
Yeah.
There is no way. There is no way with 2 weeks.
So if he dominates, whether he would win or lose, it makes him a number 1, right? As far as
we're talking specifically about him. The team can be trash, but we're talking about CD's value. Is he a number 1 receiver? And based on your criteria, he's not. And that's all I'm saying.
Wait, based on what criteria? I never said CD's not a number 1.
That they can't be shut down.
based on your criteria for a number one receiver, CD is not. On your
My
criteria
is, but D, has CD not? I mean, have you seen his stats since he's been in the league?
I'm
Like, you think he got
this year?
based on one year he did?
I'm talking about this year.
You know the
Aaron
Cowboys
Rodgers
live in the
this year,
past.
yeah, because we can't run the ball.
Aaron Rodgers won 4 MVPs. How does he look this year?
Right.
Tell me about. There's no lifetime achievement award.
But there's a reason
How does he
why
look
Aaron
this year?
Rodgers looks the way he looks, right? Because you had Nathaniel Hackett calling plays for him, and the fact is, and you had whatever little turmoil, whatever was going on there. But and then not to mention, Aaron Rodgers is older now, right? So age.
Okay,
is
so bad example.
Right.
I'm talking about the point is, how do they look now? What is he doing now? He don't look
good now because we can't run the ball now. That's the problem.
And
our defense is trash.
The only thing that is up with CD is his bank account. He got paid. But that's it. He's not producing.
Defense is giving up touchdowns left and right. You're prone to now have to throw the ball. You're playing from behind. What does that mean? They're going to roll coverage back because we know they're not going to run the ball. They can't even run it if the game is tight. They can't run the ball. So now they're down by 10 in the middle of the second quarter, or down by 17. We're throwing the ball because that's all we got. So what does that mean? Oh, we're gonna take CD out. What the dude said it. The dude from Detroit said it in the podcast with Armand St. Brown. He said, "Yo, all we had to do is take 88 out because we know the rest of the guys can't do nothing. We take 88 out the game, which means they game plan for 88. That already makes you a number one. When your defensive coordinator game plans for you, then that already indicates that is a threat to the defense, and therefore we got to take them out. That's what they did.
I thought they couldn't be taken out. You can't. You can game plan all you want. You can game
take a guy
every
out
team.
We got no help. When we got no help, what are you going to do?
Okay. All right. No problem. No help.
You can't run the ball.
Okay. All right. So we'll move on. Let's talk about.
You got his money. CMC. He need to give CMC a part of his check, by the way. Him and Debo. He needs to give. Matter of fact, Ayuk should give at least $2 million to Debo, to Kittles, and CMC, and Trent Williams, and even break off Purdy before he gets his 60 bag.
What? Okay, if that's the case, what? How much money should Dak be giving people for him? He should be giving Amari Cooper, and he should be giving Ezekiel Elliott money for him getting propped up as a great quarterback. Because
no, you're right. I would agree with that. Because Dak, you know why? Because Ayuk, like Dak, cannot lift the team. They can't make their team better. They don't have the ability to do that.
We'll talk about their body of work. Clearly, Ayuk in his position is more valuable than Dak in his position. Okay. Right? Because
can we move on? No, we do something. Scrap, you just sit there. Scrap, you sit there. Scrap, you're not gonna sit there and just
move on. But let me just say this.
Scrap, do something.
Let me just say this. And we can move on. What is it? Is it pressed upon the quarterback to lift the team? Who should be the one if it comes down to it? The receiver is a dependent position, right? The quarterback is supposed to be able to elevate the team, right? Yeah. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right. I agree.
So does Dak have the ability to elevate his team?
No, he does not.
Okay, we can move on.
He does not. Dak does not. No, I agree with you.
We can move on.
No, he doesn't. But Ayuk can't do that either, though, D. I mean,
he's a dependent position.
He's a dependent position. It's true, but I'm just saying. So, I mean, but then again, that argument makes no sense anyway, because, I mean, if that's a dependent position, then the comparison is false. That's a false narrative. That don't work. So, I mean, that don't make sense anyway.
All right, let's talk about the.
Scrap, you need to jump in. You got to jump in, Scrap.
No, this is his time.
You know what you're hearing was not right.
We're talking about the Eagles, who, if not for Saquon Barkley,
don't make that face when you speak.
No. I'm just saying, if not for Saquon Barkley, where would the Eagles be? The Eagles, let me tell you, are not outside of the run game and A.J. Brown. They're not impressive. They're not. The coach is not. Listen, I know I saw a podcast where they were talking about, the coach somehow. No, I think it was actually Saquon that was saying, people are not understanding Sirianni, what he does to the locker room. Like kind of giving him a sense of that fires us up, that gets us going. But from a maturity standpoint and the X's and O's, when you're blowing a team out, it's very easy to do the whole rah, rah, rah. But in those tightly contested games, when it comes down to, I have to strategically set up my players to be in a position to win, Sirianni's not going to be that person. He's immature. He deals out of emotion, and that shows all the time on the sideline and his press conferences. Now, Saquon Barkley has absolutely been a godsend to the Eagles. If not for them, their record would be worse. They wouldn't even be considered to have the opportunity to win the NFC East. But hey, Saquon is balling out. Clearly, the Giants made a terrible decision not extending him because, they felt he was washed, but clearly he's not. He is balling out. He has the right temperament. And if you think about the key players outside of A.J. Brown, the key players offset the temperament of the coach. Jalen Hurts, mild-mannered, quiet. You got a coach that's chatty. You got a running back. He had an opportunity to break his record, his single game rushing record. Said, nah, let the young guys eat. Right. That is really the secret sauce that is making the Eagles successful. The fact that they are winning in spite of Sirianni, and that's going to come back to bite them at some point. But kudos to Saquon Barkley balling out. I do think, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to clip this, that the Bengals are going to find their way into the playoffs. Just rest assured. And it starts with this week. The Eagles are flying high, fly, Eagles fly, but the Bengals are coming. And they're coming this week. Joe Burrow is playing. I know T. Higgins got on the injury report late on yesterday, Friday, but they're coming. What do you say?
Well, first of all, once again, you've used the most powerful word in the English vocabulary. If. How are you going to sit there and say, if the Eagles didn't have this person, if the Eagles didn't have that person? Like, you know how strong if is, man. I can say that about, if I would have had one number on the lottery I played the other day, I'll be sitting on 50 grand right now. If is so strong. If got to be the strongest word, but we do have them. And we are what you say we are. I mean, the coach can be a little bit more mature. He does have antics, but it's a learning curve. He only been, you see he's emotional. He's only been the head coach 3 years. He'll learn, to tone it down. But from what I understand, the players are egging him on. Like, no, be you. Being you is what helps us be us. We're going to worry about what goes on the field. And now you think that we're going to lose to the Bengals? Like, stop. Like, you do this every season. When I went from a viewer, every time I watch, you say, you know what? I'm going to put the Eagles on upset alert this week. I'm going to put it on upset. And every now and again, you're right. Like my man, Coach Mango say, a broke clock is right twice a day. Every now, if you keep on putting us on upset alert, guess what? It's bound to happen. Yeah. But we're not losing to the Bengals because you know who's back. 16-1 Scrap is back. Okay, I mean 16. I mean if you can't tell, 16-1 Scrap is back. We're not. I mean when we got a full complement, I can't help but to be confident that we are going to come out victorious.
Well, Goddard's out, so you don't have a full complement. Goddard is out.
I mean, it's kind of a full. I mean, we got a lineman out too, but we got the guys we need. We got our receiver on the outside. We got our running back to do the dirty work. We got our quarterback. He handed the ball off lovely last week. That was beautiful. He didn't put the ball in harm's way. He threw the ball a little bit when he, I guess when he had to. But I mean, that's what we need him to do. We need him to not put the ball in harm's way and run when he has, the opportunity to run. But mostly we gotta feed Saquon. Let him do what he came here to do. He didn't come here to catch screen passes and all that. Give him the ball. Line up under center. Let him get that 2 and 3, steps to get him going downhill. Handle the ball. Let him go downhill. That guy was bruising the Giants.
But can you do that is that enough to get deep into the playoffs? If you don't have faith in your quarterback, now run game is very important.
Yeah.
Listen, far be it from me to say that. A run game is important, but you need the balance, right? The Cowboys lack balance.
The Cowboys lack
but,
everything.
But
man.
you're not.
The Cowboys lack. We're gonna be here all day. This is gonna be another 2-hour show.
Yeah, but you don't seem confident in the fact that Jalen Hurts can deliver, and that's arguably the most important position, right? You need him to be able to deliver. He has the weapons,
right?
But can he deliver when you really need him to?
He can deliver when he don't try to play hero ball. Like a lot of those interceptions is just him trying to play hero ball, just trying to, get blood out of a rock, so to speak. If he takes what the defense gives him, but he got to be faster going through his progressions, because it seemed like if his first option's not open, he'll try to either force it to him or then tuck the ball and run. Like he got to be able to, I mean, that'll come with learning the position more. Like you could tell he wasn't that kind of quarterback growing up. So they got to make him into that pocket passer where he sits back and be comfortable in the pocket. Everybody, all the quarterbacks got that, that internal clock where it's like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. All right, I got to get out of here because I know I don't have too many Mississippis left. You see what I'm saying? So I think he can. I think he can do it. Like we've seen him. Yeah, I got faith in him throwing the ball, not when he tries to, fit it in the tight windows. Like I said, he got to go through his progressions. Like if his first read is not there, then he's gonna tuck in, he's gonna tuck in and run or try to force it somewhere. Like, you got one of the best offensive lines in the game. You can use your feet, to get you more, to get you a better view of what's going on. But he has to be smarter with the ball. And I think the last 2 weeks he was. Against the Browns, he didn't turn the ball over. Against the Giants, he didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, it's the Browns and it's the Browns and the Giants, though.
But they both got good defenses, though. Both of their defenses is the strength of their team. I mean, their offense.
When I said something about the defense of the Giants last week, what did you say?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. No, me. No, you. When I said the Giants have good D, you was like, the Giants. Paul. Don't tell me about the Giants. You remember that?
But I'm saying their defense is going against our offense. Like against somebody else, it would have mattered. Against the Cowboys, the Giants defense is probably, look formidable. But against, come on, not against our offense. Are you serious right now?
Right.
Did you? I mean, and we
y'all 27th in the league in pass offense, though. Your offense is not great passing wise,
and that's why
tighten it up. Y'all 27th in the league in pass.
That's okay.
The Bengals are going to have a day. They're going to have a day.
Oh, they're going to have a day. All right.
Chase.
They're going to have a day.
Listen.
Yeah, Bengals are 8th in the league in pass.
They're going to.
And Burrow's got his stats are crazy. He's already got 14 touchdowns in only 2.
Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he'll have more touchdowns after Sunday and more interceptions after Sunday. Each week the stats change. Stats change by week.
Oh, I can't wait. So I'm excited to hear what this score is now. So you sound confident. Do you see that teams in the NFL are doing 3 things all the time? They're ascending, descending, or doing nothing, right?
Right.
And the Bengals clearly are ascending. Their team is getting better. They are getting, of course, the Bengals are known for having protection issues, right? Protecting Burrow. But I don't think he's been getting sacked like he has the past couple of years. Okay. And if T. Higgins can play, and you have, of course, Chase, of course, they have Chase Brown running the ball. They have enough balance that I think they're going to be a problem for you guys.
You know what? Listen. The thing about ascending, right? I'm a tie that in with getting on an elevator. Okay, all 3 of us get on an elevator together, right?
Get the scrappisms.
We're going up, right? Everybody's not going to the same floor. Okay, we're all ascending, but we're all not getting off at the same. We're going all the way to the top floor. Now the Bengals might get off at 3rd or 4th or 5th floor, but they're still ascending. They're still going up, but we're not going the same place. We're going up. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna smack these dudes around, man. And they were saying that this is a game where we could don't stop making that face when I'm trying to tell you something. Like you keep making that.
Wait
face.
a minute, I'm confused.
Why?
I'm confused by your. I'm confused by your ascension because the Bengals are favored. This is what I don't understand.
Oh, that's just Vegas trying to get y'all money. That's Vegas trying to get y'all money. So you go ahead and go with Vegas.
Listen, I'm going with the eye test. I'm not going with Vegas. I understand Vegas is crooked.
Well,
I'm going with the eye test.
You wear glasses. You got to take your glasses off and get the raw eye test.
Let me see.
Now you see.
Take them off like Flavor Flav.
Yeah,
right.
Snake Eyes Wilson. I'm Benny Snake Eyes Wilson. I can call the doctor. Yeah, you Benny in here, man.
Right.
yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. The eye test. I mean, the Bengals didn't look that good all season. Like they're trying to get their act together. Our act is together.
They always start slow. Historically,
yeah, they have.
They start slow. I think the coach, I can't think of his name right now. The coach's record in September,
I think
is under 500. They're not good in September, but it's October, November as they start to get it. But remember, Chase was wanting to get a contract extension, well deserved, and then it got to a point where he said, "Forget about it. I'm not interested.
Right?
Pay me. He's looked. So that means he's banking on himself." And he's looking to ball out to force their hand to either pay him ridiculously, surpassing every other receiver what they're making, or, hey, trade me. Send me somewhere else where I can be used. Now, the chances of that is probably slim to none because they're probably going to get rid of T. Higgins, who's on a franchise tag. But overall, and T. Higgins, once again, I said Friday he came up with I think a hamstring injury.
Yeah,
he's questionable. But if they have their full arsenal of players, it's gonna be trouble. Trouble.
You think so?
What are they against the run, Rod?
Yeah,
who is that
against the run?
The Eagles.
So against the run, the Bengals.
They better not be 20-0.
Well, yeah, they're tied 21. They're tied for the 20.
It's problems.
He's saying the Bengals. He said the Bengals is that.
The Bengals defense is 21.
No. What are the Eagles against the run?
Know what the Eagles
the Eagles. I'm sorry. The Eagles are 14th against the run.
Okay, it's problems. It's
going
to be problems.
If he would have said we was 9th against the run, you still would have said it's problem.
No, because I do think that, listen, just like Rod questions the Niners, passing on us, you can pass on the Eagles. And that really, in my opinion, is the Bengals' strength. When you have
their defense
Higgins
is a little bit better against the pass. Right now, they're ranked 10th in the league. Their pass defense. So that's pretty.
The Eagles?
The Eagles, considering what they were.
You get a boost anytime you play the Giants, right?
No, I totally agree. And
you're going to get a boost.
And to your point, Donald, I just want to say this very quickly. The Eagles, they struggled in these wins here, there, Scrap. You only won by 6 against Green Bay. You lost to Atlanta. You beat a bad New Orleans team, though they beat the brakes off us. But
so now they're a bad team.
No, I'm saying, but right now, what I'm saying, but they
was the highest scoring offense coming into the game with us. Now they're a bad team.
No, well, I'm saying they are because their true colors have finally, it's evolved into what we see. You know what I'm saying?
We showed them. They
was Carr? What about was it Spencer Rattler?
It was Carr. They had the full team. Yeah,
when you played them.
Yes,
that was week 3.
Yeah,
that was week 3. You played them.
They punched on whoever they punched on. Then they punched on Dallas.
Carr played that game. He did.
Okay.
He played that game. Yeah,
but then y'all got the brakes beaten off y'all by Tampa Bay, and then you barely beat Cleveland.
We was missing everybody against Tampa Bay. Like we really gonna do this? This is what we doing?
No, I'm just trying to show you that the Eagles are still a team that's, you talk about they found themselves, they're there, but they haven't. I mean, you barely beat a bad Cleveland team. You only beat them by 4, and you beat up the Giants. So I'm just saying to D's point, though, I think again, what Saquon is really just, if he wasn't there, y'all would be in a whole lot of trouble, bro. If he wasn't there. So and then again. You're playing against a team, and again, they're only 21 against the rush. So your saving grace for tomorrow is to give the ball to Saquon, to keep Joe Burrow and them off the field. That's the only thing. But the Bengals are ascending, though. They are ascending. Y'all are still y'all haven't found what floor y'all want to go to yet. Y'all on the elevator.
We know what floor we going to. We going all the way up. We going to the penthouse. We know where we're going. Okay, so I mean,
that's all I want to add.
No. The floor is yours. You go ahead, because I didn't say what I had.
I'm done. No, I just want to point out the
Let's get some scores.
Scores. What say you, Scrap? This is your Sunday.
Me? Oh, okay. I feel like I feel like the pillaging is going to continue, man.
Why you say 99-2 or something crazy?
No, not 99, man. I think we're going to score 98. Upwards about no, I'm gonna say I can see. Yeah, I'm gonna say we're gonna put up about 38-24. They're going to score. Oh, they're going to score, but they're not going to score enough. 38-24, Eagles. Y'all like how that sound?
All right, so I'll go next. I have Cincinnati winning this game.
Of course you do.
And it's not, and I thought it was an upset, but it's not an upset because they're favored to win. So I have them winning, and I do agree with you. They are going to score. Yes. I have them winning 35-21.
Okay.
Well, the Eagles can't pass the ball. They're 27th in the league in passing. They're second in rushing, and Saquon is only behind Derrick Henry with the rushes average per game with 109. So he's I think the run game is there, but the Bengals don't really stop the run too well, and the Bengals defense overall is not great. So, but I still don't know, or I'm not convinced that the Eagles can put up the numbers. So I'm thinking this is actually going to be a low-scoring game. I don't think we're going to get into the 30s. That's just my opinion on this. And I feel I do have the Bengals because I'd like them at home. They'll be at home in this game. And so I think I like the Bengals winning this game here. It'll be 26-21.
Okay.
Yeah, 26-21.
So both of us agree they only going to score 21 points. I like that. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. And I will just say this. Jalen Hurts will have at least 2 turnovers.
Okay, that's fine.
He's going to have an interception and a fumble.
That's fine.
I think Hendrickson is going to come down and take that ball from him. Give me this.
I like our rookie to get his first pick this week, Quinyon Mitchell. Put him down for a pick.
Okay, I like that. We're going to see. And it might be in garbage time once the backup quarterback is in.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Once Joe Burrow's sitting on the sideline after they're up in fourth quarter, he may get it.
He's gonna be looking like Daniel Jones, and then we're gonna be over. We're gonna take ours out too. You see. At the end of the day, we could have went Jackie Robinson on him last week, but we're gentlemen. We took our foot off the gas. We said, you know what, y'all listen. Y'all sit down. You see Saquon, oh man, I could go in there and score 4 more touchdowns if I want. You know what? Let them young guys eat, man. Let them eat, man.
Well, let me bring this one little.
Gotta bludgeon people, man.
I'm gonna bring this stat up to you. Something to keep your eyes on. When y'all watch this game. So Malata is out, right? You had Fred Johnson.
Malata's out, yeah.
Malata's out. Fred Johnson was his backup. He gave up 4 pressures last week against the Giants on Hurts.
That's
and
okay.
His assignment is Hendrickson on Sunday. So just something to be aware of. So you better look at Johnson. Let's see.
Give me that ball. He's gonna say, "Hey, give me that ball."
Look at me. Do I look worried? I
don't know what your knees are doing. I don't know what your knees are doing. Your knees could be knocking. I don't know what you're doing.
My knees don't knock, man. Listen, I'm cool as a cucumber, man. Cool as a cucumber, man. You kidding me?
Gosh.
I'm not worried about none of those dudes, man. At the end of the day, the Bengals are going to bangle. That's just what they're going to do.
Just not this week, though. Not this week. They're gonna bangle, but they're not going to do it this week. They're going to ball out.
Okay. All right.
So we got scores. We knocked out our. And let's quickly because let's talk about the NBA. Yeah. Okay, let's talk. Rod has already switched over to NBA season. He's no longer factoring the NFL at all. He has changed. He has converted over to NBA season. Rabbit season, duck season. He is now in the NBA season. So that's is Wabbit season. So he's not even. And so the Lakers have 2 W's. And listen, Anthony Davis balled out, looked amazing. LeBron James looked good. season, what,
He's
23,
he
22?
looks okay. Not great.
Looks all right. He
All
looks
right.
like an elder
He doesn't play
statesman, right?
really well, though. Yeah.
Bronny Jr., I think that the news just came out that he's going on a road trip with them, but he's going to be, going back and forth between the G League and the NBA. Listen, he needs development, okay?
Yeah, he does.
Put him in the G League and keep him there until he has proven that he is ready to handle the NBA. He's not ready right now, right? And so I've seen a lot of different people make it like it was comparing it to Ken Griffey and his son, like that Ken Griffey Jr. is a Hall of Famer.
Right, exactly. And Ken Griffey played on some good teams too. Yeah,
right. So there is no comparison. Yes, it's a feat to have your son, to play with your son, play long enough and orchestrate and force people's hands in order for them to align that both of you are on the same team. Bronny Jr. is no 55th pick of anything, okay? But of course, because your father is who he is, he's able to orchestrate it and make it happen.
Yep.
He needs to go to the G League.
Yeah,
he needs to maybe go overseas and play and toughen up. When you watch him play, he stands in the corner and he's waiting like he's Ray Allen or somebody. Your three is not water like that. So what you need to do is become more physical. You need to be active. You need to be moving. Standing in a corner and waiting for someone to deliver you the ball like your water or like your Klay Thompson or somebody that is a known shooter is ridiculous. And so I think that LeBron Sr. is doing him a disservice, number one, by forcing the Lakers to take him, okay? And really forcing other teams not to draft him, but to put him on the team. I think he really needs to, you did the whole thing. You played together. That was, I'll never forget it as long as it doesn't matter how old I get. And if I lose my memory, I'll still remember that. Cool. That sounds good, LeBron. Mm-hmm. He needs to go to the G League. He is not an NBA player. He's not to the NBA standard. And I think it's a travesty because there are people that are players that have devoted blood, sweat, and tears to get to this level. And they, deserve that roster spot. The shout out to Cornell with the Giannis brother. The Nassus is on the team. There's a lot. We'll find players that are taking up roster spots, but clearly with the Lakers being a storied franchise and wanting to get maybe another W, he's a waste of a roster spot. And I think the Lakers need to do something about it. What do you say?
I'll just say honestly, I'll make this very brief. And I know, I'm always LeBron, and I'm supporting LeBron because he's in this color now, right? He's a Lakers, so anything Lakers, I'm gonna support. But Don, I will agree with you. Everything you just said just now, I'm lock and step with. Honestly, you're right. I think it's a selfish move for LeBron. LeBron flexed on the league when he did what he did, and the league let him because of who he is. And so to put your son in that kind of position, and I don't know, I haven't seen any evidence of Bronny looking uncomfortable in this position. I mean, he looks like, he's very, no, really. I mean, he doesn't look like he's, to me, and I don't think anybody's brought this out. To Bronny's credit, though, I don't think he doesn't look like, man, I think this is just too much pressure on me. But at the same time, too, he's also comported himself in the way where, he's humbled by it. I think he understands that, I know my game needs work. I know that, are there other guys out there better than me that could be in this position? Absolutely. Right. And I think that, I think that's how he carries himself in this situation. He's not high, not low. He's not, trying to flex like his dad, like, yo, I'm here, and trying to maybe get the same privileges that his dad has. You know what I'm trying to say? It's more like, I love basketball. I want to play. I know I will never be as good as my dad, but, I'm here and I'm just going to make the best opportunity and grow and learn from it. And maybe, who knows, Bronny might be a good coach one day down the line. Who knows what he may come up with. A coach. He could be, he might be, listen, the worst players are the best coaches, by the way. You know what I mean? And he could end up being a coach. He'll get on somebody's team, maybe in college, sit on the bench under a head coach and get groomed at some point. Because I don't think he has a long NBA career. I don't think he's going to be in the league like 8-9 years and then, you know, that kind of thing. But I want to say, I think we do need to give Bronny some credit. That's a lot of pressure he's in. And I think he knows he's not that guy. He's nowhere close to that, or just an average NBA player for that matter. If we're just being straight about it, I think he understands that. And I like the way he is carrying himself. And they said it before they drafted him. And Rich Paul told him and everything, you're going to come in a developmental way. You know, they're going to bring you in. Look, after game one, they did the LeBron thing, the son and everything. Like to your point, D, you eloquently brought that out. That's it now. It's over. The hoopla is over now. That's it. You played with your son. You poured him in at the same time. You played 3 minutes. You sat down. You got a rebound. You got on the stat sheet. He didn't even play in game 2. So the whole thing is that the reality is he's going to get the development that he needs. And I think really this is going to fizzle out after a while. LeBron's going to keep him focused back on real playing basketball and trying to win another chip if he can. And I don't think there's really much to it outside of that. They gave LeBron what he needed to do because he did, in their minds, he's the NBA, and he flexed, and they let him flex. And that's just what happened. But I agree. What say you, Scrap, I guess?
Once again, like I said, it was cool to see. I guess it was cool to see him and his son on the court together, but I just feel like me and D said before, there are people that devoted, you know, their blood, sweat, and tears, you know, to trying to live their dream of playing in the NBA. They had that dude y'all had that dude. What was he? 47 years old. That Andre. What was his name? Andre Ingram. Remember him a couple years ago? The dude who's in the G League for like 15 years.
Right.
He finally got a chance to come play for the Lakers.
Oh yeah, I think I remember.
Like 20 points. Yeah.
Okay.
Like dudes like him who was not ever, you know, good enough to play in the NBA. They let him know you're not good enough. Stay in the G League. But then this kid gets to just walk in because of who his dad is. Of course, I would be humble too. If I'm like,
right.
well, I know I ain't supposed to be here, so I'm gonna sit here, you know, be quiet, you know. And yeah, I mean, he has a good, you know, self-awareness going about himself. He knows he's not, you know, what his dad's making him out to be. He's not an NBA player. He might not even be a G League player. That remains to be seen, because even this dude's in the G League that could play in the NBA right now, but they don't get the opportunity because of stuff like this, because it's a kid that's sitting in a spot where they could definitely be helping the team. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, it's cool, but like, I feel like, you know, with the Ken Griffey and the Ken Griffey Jr. thing is, Ken Griffey didn't force his son on you. Ken Griffey Jr. forced himself on us. He said, listen, I am that good. It just so happened my dad is a baseball player. You know? Michael Jordan's sons was better than him, but Michael Jordan didn't force his sons on us. He like, yeah, my sons can play ball, but they're not this. Okay? So I mean, I don't want to say the wrong thing, because then everybody can be like, oh, you just a hater. I'm not a hater. I like LeBron. LeBron is one of the best players ever.
It just detracts away from his greatness that he has to feel. He feels like he has to show us or force his lineage to it. What he's doing by doing this is he's trying to expand his career even beyond the 22 or 23 years he's been playing. Right. Like, look at my bloodline. I have another NBA. Like, listen, and in the minds of people,
his other son is better.
Bryce is better.
Yeah,
Bryce is better.
So now what is the Lakers draft him too?
And so what is LeBron going to do? Stay around till his other son and say, you know, I want to play with both of my sons,
and I want to play until my daughter grows up to be a cheerleader. Like, come on, bro.
Well, like, he'll coach in the WNBA for his daughter.
Exactly.
But you know what though, guys? All right, stretch this a little bit further though, right? To your point, D, and what LeBron was trying to do, but in his legacy or extending his impact in the game. I mean, if you're the NBA and you're Adam Silver, are you mad?
Oh, you're eating it up.
Right. So, you know, again, it goes to show the power that LeBron has, and with the assistance and support of the league and Adam Silver, right? Now, I'm not saying everybody was running home that night to see Bronny play with LeBron. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I don't know. But at the end of the day, It brings them viewership. I mean, look, the NBA, let's not get it twisted. They're not like blazing in ratings, and they have no relevancy right now. No one's watching the NBA in October,
nobody's watching
in November, right? So to any little buzz that they can get, that's why you got the whole in-play tournament crap. Because again, it's the NBA viewership is not there. Nobody's watching. And if you think about it, you don't have stars that you could really watch consistently, right? Giannis is out. Embiid is on the sideline with his laptop, chilling with his feet up. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you Paul George don't play. Kawhi, forget about it. I don't even last time I've seen him in a uniform. So you know, you don't have no stars, right? You know,
you got rising stars. You got your Ja Morant. You got your Wembeyamas. You got some. You got
Shea Gildress.
Yeah,
Shea Gildress, but they're in small markets. But
even
they're
the
small
fat
market
kid in
guys.
New York, Brunson, like those, they're supposed to be the next. You know, Luka. They're supposed to be the next generation to carry the torch.
Yeah.
When Brunson does this or whatever he does, I could cut his hand off. Oh my god!
Like what kind of celebration?
Anytime I see that, it angers me. That whole I don't even know what it. What are you smelling? What is this?
I have no idea, bro.
4-3, like what is that, Rod? What is that, Rod?
I don't know. You gotta ask Corey.
Ask Corey what that is.
That's the equivalent of somebody that never was cool. So when they get the camera on, they don't know what to do. So like like everybody else to do like this, or you know, do Melo used to do this or whatever.
Right.
He just
what that when I see that,
I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I gotta find out. I gotta ask Corey.
I don't even want to know what it's about because I'm pretty sure the reason is more stupid than the actual gesture.
Ask somebody at work, man. They know. They in New York. Maybe they know. Maybe they know what this.
This whole. Scrap, you out there? They might know.
I'm gonna ask Don. I'm gonna ask Don the cleaner. Matter of fact, I'm gonna text him right now and find out.
Yeah, ask him what this foolishness.
Yeah, I'm gonna text him right now.
Is he a Knicks fan too?
Yeah, he's a Knicks
fan. Yeah, he's a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
Okay, let's quickly talk about Embiid. Embiid is under investigation.
The Sixers are.
The Sixers, but because of Embiid,
right.
Are under investigation because he has stated foolishly that he is never playing a back-to-back. And as we know, the NBA is in the business of making money. And they are in the business of highlighting their stars and superstars, right? And they know that fans are paying a lot of money to come see their superstars play. And for you to, at the beginning of the season, say that, I'm kind of paraphrasing, I'm not interested in any accolades or any individual awards. I just want to be healthy for the stretch run, the playoff run. And so I'm not going to play any back-to-backs. Of course, you should have been smarter.
He said, I probably won't play back-to-backs for the rest of my season, for the rest of my career. Yeah.
So that's fool. He should have, if that was the game plan, because we've already gone through trust the process, right? If that was the game plan, he should have been just do it on a game-to-game basis, right? Don't forecast that I'm going to be on the bench almost more than I'm actually in the game. And I get it. Strategically, it makes sense because I think the 76ers, their postseason play has been derailed by his injury. Because I do think if he's healthy, they're a top 3 team in the East. Definitely. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Arguably top 2. But because every time it matters, he has irritable bowel syndrome, or
he get real injury.
He gets his
we
knee,
ain't gonna do that, or
his hip, or his back, or something ails him. They're derailed. So yeah, he should be smart about it, and he should go that way. But I think it was a mistake for him to just put it out there so early in the season. What do you guys say?
He has the tendency to to overshare. Some things are best not said. And as far as him being injured every playoffs consistently, I just think that's still the basketball gods punishing us for exploiting the tanking thing, because it's like we can't we can't. In the 1 year he was healthy, you know, Kawhi Leonard hits a 5 bounce, you know, drifting 3-pointer. Like, I mean, the basketball guys are still, you know, striking us down. So I mean, we'll take it. You know, we crawled so that everybody else can run. Now they you know, they changed the whole you know, the lottery process. But you know, somebody said, I think Gilbert Arenas said it at best, and I actually agree with him that the 2 teams with the worst record should have to play a game for the number 1 pick, so that we can actually see some type of, you know, competitive basketball, even if it is the 2 worst teams.
And the winner gets it or the loser? Because
The
then
winner gets it.
Oh, the winner gets it. No,
Yeah, the
that
winner
makes
gets
sense.
it. Yeah,
That makes sense.
You know, the bottom 2 teams, they should have to play for the number 1 pick. You know, but with Embiid, like, in the perfect world, yes, I would like to have him healthy for the playoffs, just to see what it's like to have a healthy Embiid for the playoffs. Because it always seems like it's like, you know, he'll be going just fine, and then maybe like a month or 2 before playoffs, he'll get like a little nagging injury, and then, you know, once it get further, you know, closer, then it'll get aggravated. You know, because last year he wasn't, you know, he didn't play against Denver because, you know, he had a little knee issue, and then he plays the next game against Golden State. He's hustling, diving for a loose ball. The dude Kuminga dives on his knee. Now he's done. Okay, and then it didn't help when he threw the ball off the backboard in the playoffs. That didn't help.
That was ridiculous.
Oh, that was so stupid.
That was
you know what that was for the Knicks? That was him using your word if. He said, I'm just letting y'all know, if I was healthy, this is what I would be doing every play. And then he hurt himself even worse. But you know, that's just
Cameron ruined himself right there.
Yeah. He really messed himself up. But like I said, I'm for whatever keeps him healthy, because I done seen him be MVP. I done seen him, you know, should have been MVP and get robbed. I done seen it all. So I mean, like I said before, he shouldn't have came out and said it.
Right, he shouldn't have.
Yeah, he shouldn't have came out and said it. He should have just played and do like LeBron do. You know, whenever he want to sit out, just sit out. Hey, load management, man. Yeah, whatever. You know,
I mean, the difference is LeBron is on the end of the bench drinking, you know, red wine and stuff. Yeah. But I mean, that's
but you
just
know
LA
what?
for you.
It's also it also ties into what you said, the trust the prospect thing. You know,
Merlot.
It ties into that, because, like you said, with the trust
wine
the prospect,
barrels of 150-year-old wine barrels or something.
We came out and said, you know, we're not going to be competitive. Okay, we're basically going to lose to get better. You know, it's stuff you can do, but when you come out and say it, it's just like, oh, you just that blatant to just let us know that you're not trying.
Yeah, it's disrespectful to the fan base.
Yeah, it definitely is. Exactly, I mean, and teams been tanking for years. You mean to tell me that since Chris Webber left Sacramento, they couldn't make it to the playoffs once?
Yeah, like, they should have.
Yeah, they've been tanking. They've been tanking for 17 years. Same with Minnesota. They couldn't get there once after KG. Like, come on now. I mean, it's, you know, some things are better left unsaid. So, you know, the PR team should, you know, put a kind of muzzle on Embiid so that he don't say.
They should have been. Yeah, they should have been smart about that and just said, "Hey, we're gonna manage you in the best interest of our team, but the public doesn't need to know that."
Right.
And they could have just said,
and
even
that's why
he wasn't available for the home opener, or not the home opener, but the kicker of the NBA season. Just say some undisclosed stomach issue, whatever, tightness, back, whatever.
Sometimes you give up too much information, and that's what makes the Sixers easy to hate. Oh, here they go again. Here they go again. They done messed up the lottery process. Now here we go. Now this guy's not playing. He's doing this. Now here they go again. I mean, I get it. I understand completely. But you know, it'll all be worth it when you know he's crying and holding the trophy up this time instead of crying because somebody made an impossible drift.
He's always crying. One way or the other, you're gonna see him crying. He's gonna either crying going into the tunnel in defeat.
I have no problem with that. Players cry when they get disappointed. I've seen it happen plenty of times. KD cried, you know, when they lost. Like, listen, man, that's part of the game. Man. That lets me know that they care. You know, that lets me know that they care, man. Yeah, so I'm ready though. They saying him and Paul George should make their debut when Tobias Harris comes back to Philly on Wednesday. So,
okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna punch on Detroit, and you know,
handle that. I still picked him up on my fantasy team. Didn't stop me from getting Embiid.
Yeah.
And I got
NBA fantasy too, D.
Yeah, I play NBA fantasy. Yeah. Okay. And it didn't stop me. Of course, I picked up Tyrese Maxey because Maxey he's the real bright spot of the 76ers. I gotta be honest. That's a special player. Really special.
Did y'all pay him yet? Did he get paid yet or no?
Yeah, he just got $200
million. The contract, right? That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, he's well deserved.
Yeah,
well deserved.
I think he need to change his hair back to the dread type thing because the straight backs, man, it's not straight back Maxey and dread Maxey is two different players, man.
Yeah.
I need to text. I need to Twitter him and tell him. Yeah, tell him you got to change your hair back, bro. It's the hair that's because he's shooting horribly. I mean, that's because he's really the only one out there. And like he the first game he shot 30 shots. He was like 16 for 31 or something like that.
What, a game one this year?
Yeah.
The first game,
the first game against the Bucks, he shot like 31 times, and then last night he was like
you said 16 of 31,
something like that.
I take that all day.
Yeah, that's really efficient.
Give me 16 for 31.
Well, it might not have been 16. It might have been like 12 for 31. So I know he shot like 30 something shots. And last night
he's the only game in town right now.
Well, no, we got other players, man, that can put the ball in the basket. Ubri's averaging like 25 a game right now. We got Andre the Giant back, on the board. So
now he's a beast.
And that's another reason why Embiid shouldn't sit out. Like Barkley said, he should play less minutes, on back-to-back because you got the best backup center in the league.
Yeah.
This dude is like a walking, 15 rebound
double. He's a double machine. Yeah. Shout outs to Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mount Vernon.
Yeah, he's out from Mount Vernon, New York.
Who's that?
Yeah, man.
Andre Drummond.
Andre Drummond's from Mount Vernon.
I never know that. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's from Mount Vernon.
Man.
That's what's up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But listen, fellas, good show, man. Listen, it's going to be interesting. We have the NFL has a ton of games, a ton of really good games this week. But of course, we highlight what is, nearest and dearest to our hearts, of course. The 49ers, Cowboys, Eagles. And we talked a little bit of NBA. I'm a Nets fan. There's no need to even bring them up. Listen, that's it. There's no issue with the Nets. We'll talk more Lakers. We'll talk.
No, they got Shades lounges at the Barclays now. You can lay down and watch the Nets when you go, man.
Might as well. You might as well. Me and Raj take a nap.
Yeah, we're not gonna sit together. We're not gonna lay together.
No, we're gonna do that. No. I'll be a few chairs down.
Now, if y'all gonna share chairs, that's for a different podcast. You guys are gonna share chairs.
We ain't sharing no chairs, man. No podcast.
But
no Diddy here. We could.
Yeah. But outside of that, good show, fellas. Thanks for everyone that joined us. Chimed in. If there's anything
Donna Cleaner said it's just a 3-point celebration. Like I don't.
This fool.
Oh yeah, because he does this. Yeah, it's more like this. It has like a 3. Yeah, that's true.
But why though?
It's something with his 3. No, it's the 3-point. It's the shot. Or when he gets a 3-point play, I think it is. Or when he hits.
I know when he does that.
That don't make it any less stupid.
This is stupid though. What
don't make it any less stupid.
Yes, that's dumb. That's dumb.
Yeah, and his dad is sitting on the bench. You should tell him that.
His father is old school. I don't know. Where's Jalen Brunson from? Is he from New York? I don't think so.
Well, where was Rick playing around the time he was born? Maybe he is from New York. Who knows?
He played for the Knicks, didn't he? Didn't his father play for the Knicks?
Rick Brunson? Yeah.
So, but I don't know if he's from New York because
he's from Jersey. He was born in Jersey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No New Yorkers doing this nonsense
right.
as a 3-point shot. Nobody's doing. Why are you doing that?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think, and talk about the NBA. The NBA, the West is going to be highly competitive. I think. Maybe next show we'll talk a little bit about Kawhi Leonard and Stephen A. Smith's response. Comments about Kawhi Leonard.
I didn't see that.
Listen, podcast, this is our opportunity to express and we give our honest opinion on stuff, but within reason. We do understand that these are professionals and they're in the top percentile of athleticism and the ability to get to that level. can we really say or condemn them for what they are able to accomplish or not accomplish once they have gotten to that level? I don't think we're in the position. And Stephen A. Smith, seeing some of his videos on him taking shots and all, he's not in a place to question Kawhi Leonard and his ability. But I will say this, and we can end, or if you guys have anything else, there is a trainer that is suing the Clippers. Did you hear about this? There's I believe he's a trainer that is suing the Clippers and saying that, number one, they tampered. He is like, I guess, in the know. They tampered with Kawhi Leonard before they signed him. Also, that Kawhi Leonard's injuries, something to the effect that they were more serious than they let on. So, like, they were, I think the public perception is, in some cases, very similar to when with San Antonio, that Kawhi Leonard was okay. Why isn't he back? And he really maybe was injured, and the Clippers were kind of putting pressure from the public standpoint that Kawhi Leonard should be back already, and he really wasn't medically cleared or could be back. It's going to be interesting. It just came out, I think, a day or so ago, but he's suing the Clippers, and it's going to be interesting to find out, because we're in the age of public information. All this stuff will come out at some point, and we can find out what's the deal. Is Kawhi really, did they tamper with him? Because when he was a free agent, there were so many teams, suitors, including the Lakers and so many other teams, and he wound up going to the Clippers. And when we see that he year by year is injured and they still stick with him and give him extensions, makes you think, why? What's the reason for that?
He must know something.
Yeah, he must know something. And I heard that the Clippers, I guess they're, excuse the noise in the back. The Clippers, I think they're, it's not a stadium. I guess their Coliseum or whatever is supposed to be completely state of the art. I heard it's like, I saw someone posted a tour of it, and it looked really, really interesting. What are the thumbs down for, Rod?
Because it's the Clippers. I mean, you spend money for nothing. You're not winning anything. You're still little brother to LA. Guys, y'all got out. Get out of our house because you got nothing to contribute. You had no banners anyway. So go there, build your state of the art, whatever that is. That's nice. Make it nice because that's all people are going to get entertained by anyway. Because the team is trash and they're not ever going.
Doesn't that happen doesn't Jerry Jones, isn't that the same?
We do have Super Bowl banners, though. We do have banners. There is legacy there. We still have legacy. The Clippers have no legacy. They've won nothing. And they shouldn't have been in our house.
Any of our viewers that are under 25, you don't know what Rod is talking about. Because we want to reach out to a younger demographic.
Yeah.
We don't want to just talk to people 50 and older. If you are 25, you don't know what Rod is talking about.
Well,
you
listen,
think that the Cowboys and the Clippers are one and the same, right? Because pretty much in your lifespan, you haven't seen any success. They've been failures for the better part of 25 years. But let me tell you, long before you were born, the Cowboys were successful.
Yeah.
You may not see it again in your lifetime, but they were successful before you were born.
As so most old people say, back in my day.
Back in my day.
Yeah, back in my day.
Back in my day. So shout out to the Clippers. Listen, I heard it was state of the art. Looks really impressive. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Good show, fellas. Once again, everyone, please like, share, subscribe to our Facebook, YouTube page.
Yes.
Our X page. Listen, it's going to be a good next week. Either I'm going to be feeling really good and optimistic about the rest of our season because we're going into the buy 500, or it might be time to say this isn't our year. 3 and 5 is going to be tough in our division.
Or Rod's internet might not be working next week.
Okay, or it might not.
Yeah,
right. He might not.
Went out. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No. See, he's trying to do it a week in advance.
Yeah.
They're working on the Wi-Fi. They're digging up the street. And they're putting fiber optics under my house, so I won't be able to. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, he'll try to do that next week.
Let's set it up. That's
absolutely.
But all good, fellas.
Oh no, Yeah, it's an L. So
Next week I'm gonna show up with a full
length.
Bengal skin coat next week. Absolutely.
All right.
Full length Bengal skin.
I'm telling you, the Bengals is listen, and it's an early game too. It's an early game. So I'm gonna be texting you. I'm gonna be texting you. I'm going to church in the morning, but I'm gonna text you after service, like, man, them Bengals.
They tried.
They're gonna claw. They're gonna claw Jalen Hurts' eyes out. They're gonna claw Jalen Hurts' eyes out.
No, they're not. I'm gonna show with
a. If they focus on, and we don't want to go into a whole nother tailspin. If they focus on stopping Saquon Barkley and forcing Jalen Hurts, to exclusively pass to great receivers, he has great receivers. You got to admit you don't feel completely confident in Jalen Hurts, right?
We've been through this already.
Okay, that's what I think. That's what I thought.
Right.
That's what I thought.
And that's his answer saying no. I'm not.
We've been through this already.
That's his response to the media.
Full length Bengal skin. I'm gonna get a hat too to match. I might even get my glasses trimmed in Bengal skin, man. Listen.
All right.
Full length Bengal skin, man. I'm gonna look like Fly Guy when I'm gonna get you something when you can't walking out the house.
Okay.
Full length Bengal skin, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I already told the guys. Yeah.
I tell you, Scrap. You already said your team was going what? 16-1?
16-1.
Yeah, we only gonna lose one game with a full complement. Like we undefeated.
Now it's with a full complement.
It's always health. Come on now, health is always
health is wealth, right? Health is wealth.
Come on now. Come on now.
Man.
You see, Don ain't got as much win in his cells when his team hurt.
We don't. But Don ain't predict his team to go 16-1 either.
Right. So. We didn't.
He felt like that on the inside.
But that's not what I said. I didn't put that on tape. I didn't.
You doing it,
and I knew CMC. I knew CMC wasn't coming in the beginning of the season. So that when you have the offensive player of the year, you're automatically. Although I did think Mason was going to be. I thought Mason was going to be what he. Yeah,
I didn't know he was going to be what he is.
I thought he was going to be every bit of that. If you remember week 1,
but I didn't think being a bell cow that he was going to, because sometimes guys step in and you have some moments, but
like Tony Pollard, right? When he
like Pollard.
Yeah, exactly.
When he became the bell cow, he couldn't get it done.
Yeah, he wasn't the bell or the cow.
I'm gonna look nice in this jacket, man. This Bengals jacket. I'm gonna look real nice in that.
Lord, yo!
Shout outs to Rod and Scrap for the great show. Listen, thanks for joining us. Until next time, everyone. Peace.
Peace.